The year was 1917. The world groaned under immense suffering and profound despair. The Great War tore Europe apart, consuming a generation of young men in the blood-soaked trenches of France and Belgium. It felt endless, a war to end all wars that had no end in sight. Families were fractured, nations trapped in a cycle of violence. Each day brought more reports of death and destruction. Hope was a flickering candle in a storm of chaos. People searched for a sign that God had not abandoned them. Amid turmoil, atheistic ideologies rose, threatening to snuff out the light of faith. In Portugal's quiet countryside, life was simple and hard. The monarchy had fallen, a fiercely anti-clerical republic rose. Authorities suppressed the church, closing seminaries and seizing property. Faith was dismissed as superstition. Humble believers clung to prayer with sorrowing hearts. They held their rosaries and traditions tight. On grand stages and in tiny squares, the world begged for reassurance. Into a world steeped in war, upheaval, and spiritual attack, heaven chose to intervene. God enters when the need is greatest, far from power, in a humble pasture. In a small, overlooked village called Fatima, a message of hope was about to be delivered, one that would ripple across the world. In the small hamlet of Aljustrel, part of Fatima parish, lived 3 simple shepherd children, chosen messengers of heaven. The eldest, Lucia dos Santos, a bright, sensible 10-year-old and natural leader, possessed deep piety and would preserve the memory of Fatima. Francisco, 9, quiet and contemplative, drawn to console God more than to words. His gentle heart embraced sacrifice for sinners. 7-year-old Jacinta, vibrant and affectionate, was transformed by the visions. She offered small, loving sacrifices for the conversion of souls. Their days were ordinary, tending sheep, working, praying, and playing. Sometimes they hurried their rosary to leave more time for games. Poor and unremarkable in the world's eyes, their innocence and unwavering faith made them perfect vessels for grace. On May 13, 1917, after a simple meal and a quick rosary, they played. A brilliant flash, like lightning on a clear day. They thought a storm was coming. Another flash, brighter than the first. They saw a lady, more brilliant than the sun, clothed in white, edged with gold, holding a white rosary.
Where do you come from?
I am from heaven. Come here for 6 months in succession on the 13th day, at this same hour. Later I will tell you who I am and what I want. You are going to have much to suffer, but the grace of God will be your comfort.
Their hearts were marked forever by the Queen of Heaven. Each month, Our Lady unfolded an urgent message. At its heart, daily recitation of the Holy Rosary.
Pray the Rosary every day, in order to obtain peace for the world and the end of the war.
She called for penance, small, loving offerings as reparation for sin. In June, she showed her heart, surrounded by piercing thorns.
My Immaculate Heart will be your refuge, and the way that will lead you to God.
Prayer and penance were pathways to peace. War was a consequence of sin, and grace the remedy if we would listen. Her message was not doom, but a mother's plea and a promise of peace. Through prayer, sacrifice, and consecration, peace would be granted. On July 13, 1917, 3 secrets were entrusted to the children. First, a terrifying vision of hell, a brief glimpse to rouse mercy and prayer.
You have seen hell where the souls of poor sinners go. To save them, God wishes to establish devotion to my Immaculate Heart.
She foretold the end of World War I, and warned of a worse war if men did not cease offending God. A sign would precede punishment, a night illumined by an unknown light. War, famine, and persecutions would follow. She warned of the spread of communism.
To prevent this, the Pope with all bishops consecrates Russia to my Immaculate Heart and communion of reparation on first Saturdays. In the end, my Immaculate Heart will triumph.
The third secret, revealed in 2000, spoke symbolically of 20th century persecutions and a bishop in white. The Church saw in it the trials borne by the popes and the faithful. Word spread. 70,000 gathered in the rain. At noon the children arrived. Lucia spoke with the lady. Suddenly the rain ceased and the clouds opened.
Look at the sun!
The sun danced, whirling, casting streams of yellow, blue, red, and violet over the people and landscape. It seemed to plunge. Many fell to their knees, crying out for mercy, confessing aloud. Just as suddenly, it returned to its place. Their rain-soaked garments were dry and clean. Secular newspapers reported the miracle. The message was authenticated. Fatima became a global beacon of hope and healing. Popes upheld its message. John Paul II credited Our Lady of Fatima with saving his life and consecrated the world and Russia to her heart. Fatima is not relic but living call. Pray the Rosary daily for peace. Offer simple sacrifices for the conversion of sinners. Cultivate devotion to her Immaculate Heart. In a world of war, division, and forgetfulness of God, heaven gives a clear path. 3 shepherds became models of childlike holiness. Lucia preserved the message in prayer. When we feel overwhelmed, Fatima reminds us heaven has not abandoned us. Through a mother's love, God intervenes with a plan for peace. By embracing prayer, penance, and consecration, we share in her promised triumph. Pick up the Rosary, turn back to God, and trust in the unfailing help of our Blessed Mother.